What is wine? Is it temptation? Is it savor? Is it the blood of God? Is it cure? Is it hope? Or maybe it is a way of living? Wine is one of the first creations of the humankind, the most noble and enigmatic drink ever known. One bottle of wine contains more philosophy than any other book in the world, said Louis Pasteur. While Cicero stated that wine is bottled poetry, the Christians sacralized the wine, comparing it to the blood of God. The ancient monks used to grow grapes using the wine in all religious rituals. For some people, it is the liquor of kings. For others, it is the drink of civilizations. Whilst for many, it is merely a symbol of friendship and hospitality. What is Krikova? Is it a simple cave? Is it an array of experience? Is it a high-tech promoter? Is it a history and culture archive? Is it a legend? Is it a life tradition of our people? There is a legend which says that once upon a time, when the wind was fighting against the rocks and the water was fighting the stones, while the sun was bathing at its ease in the ruddy purple grape berries, a monk lived on this land carefully painted by the hand of God. The monk used to make an extraordinary wine for the church ceremonies. It is a well-known fact that many coveted for centuries for this fairy tale realm. When enemies invaded, they prohibited the local people from cultivating the grape wine, threatening them with death. And only one monk withdrew in a separate sanctum carved in stone and continued to secretly make his marvelous wine. Unfortunately, the enemies found out about his reluctance, caught him and punished him. That iniquity made the locals keep good memories about him. People are still retelling about the echoes coming from the cliff, recalling the moans of the monk. It is not by chance that the place's name is Krikova. It originates from the Slavic krik, which means outcry. And during the night, when silence falls and no visitors have come yet, a shadow can be seen and footsteps left on the dusty ground of the cave. Could it be the spirit of the monk who comes from time to time to enjoy the recognition of his descendants? Archaeologists have found a trace of a vine leaf on a 3rd century BC stone that was discovered in Naslavcha, a small village from the Republic of Moldova, which is situated in the southeastern Europe between the rivers Prut and Dnistru. Starting with the 2nd millennium BC, the culture of vine and winemaking became the basic occupation of our ancestors, the Dacians. This occupation was carried on, being further developed by the Greek colonists and the Roman Empire. During the rule of Stefan Chalumare, the position of cupbearer was instituted. The cupbearer was responsible for the vineyards and the wineries. By the end of the 19th century, the winemaking process was affected by the phylloxera epidemics, which destroyed many vineyards. In Bessarabia, the School of Horticulture was established in 1842, being the oldest educational institution of wine growers. By 1914, Bessarabia had the most numerous vine plantations in the entire Russian Empire. In the interwar period, Moldova used to be one of the most important wine exporters in the region. Later on, being a part of the USSR, the Moldovan Soviet Socialist Republic would be the republic with the highest wine production in the Union. Every second bottle of wine and every third bottle of sparkling wine were produced from the wines or the raw material of the country. This branch of the industry had known an intense development, and therefore the issue of further storage of wines in acceptable technological conditions emerged. In 1947, the patriarch of the Moldovan winemaking, Petru Ungureanu, began his experiments in the Cricova caves in relation to the production of classical sparkling wines by using the champenoise method. Having over a 65-year-old experience, Cricova became renowned due to a continuous innovation process. Currently, it applies the most sophisticated technologies in the field of winemaking and fosters the art of producing various types of wines, meeting the finest tastes and demands of the market. Cricova is the most valuable Moldovan brand, being known far beyond the country's borders. It is the first and only company in the country which was awarded the highest state distinction, the Order of the Republic. Cricova was declared the cultural and natural heritage of the Republic of Moldova by a law of the Parliament of the Republic of Moldova. Cricova has been twice awarded a Grand Prix for special merits in the winemaking sector. Currently, the Cricova dossier is being prepared to be submitted for examination to be included in the UNESCO's World Heritage List. The pride of Cricova are not only its statistical indicators, its glorious history, its selected wines and unique caves. Cricova is firstly famous for its human capital. It is represented by a galaxy of renowned winemakers and managers. The caves of Cricova are indeed unique in the world. Here, the history, archaeology, and the winemaking art form a unity which produces a real miracle. The caves go 100 meters down below the surface of the soil, having a total length of over 100 kilometers of real labyrinths. Being located under the town of Cricova, they represent a genuine underground city of wine. Following the wine road that is part of the national wine itinerary, one will come across streets with less common names. Cabernet, Dionys, Tedesca, Aligoté, Sauvignon, etc. Every street is named after the wine stored in the adjoining niches. To avoid getting lost in this chilly labyrinth of the kingdom of wine, one will need to be guided by the Ariadne's thread, because indeed, this is the place where present meets the labyrinth of King Minos from the famous legend. The wines of Cricova will be breathed life into in mid-autumn, when brought from the wonderful and sunshiny hills of the center and south of Moldova, the homeland of the vines. After being transported, the grapes reach the initial processing compartment, a room equipped with advanced technologies. The alcoholic fermentation lasts between 2 to 3 weeks. At this stage, the wine acquires its pleasantness, taste, aroma, and color. Subsequently, the wine goes through other technological processes, inclusively maturation in special recipients. Then the wines are bottled and marketed. The wines displaying exceptional qualities will need additional maturation in bottles for longer periods of time, and for that reason, they are considered collection wines. The exclusive character of the company is due to continuous implementation of unique technologies, as well as handmade tools. In midwinter, it would seem that the wine rests in oak barrels. However, the company's employees work hard processing the grapes stored from autumn. The grape berries are removed from the cluster and are manually crushed. The fermentation on grape crusher takes place in new oak barrels specially ordered from Italy. The final product is genuinely divine nectar. The products made by the company are characterized by quality and diversity. Today, definitely one of the most remarkable products provided by Cricova is the classical sparkling wine. The technological process behind the excellence of the sparkling wine made based on the Champenoise method is complex and implies the transformation of a still wine into an effervescent one, going through specific technological stages, out of which the most important being the secondary fermentation in bottle. All these lead to obtaining the special pearly and sparkling qualities, but also the exceptionally fine and expressive aroma nuances. This process is possible only if unique conditions, like those in the fascinating caves of the company, are met. Krykova also produces sparkling wines based on the Charmat method. In this case, the secondary fermentation takes place in special recipients and has a different duration. Krykova Winery is part of a continuous development process and implements the most sophisticated technologies for sparkling and still wines production. A complex project aiming the retechnologization and the re-equipment was launched with the support of research and engineering institutions from the Republic of Moldova and from abroad. This led to the upgrade of the whole production process, and a universal ultra-modern line for bottling the entire range of the company's products became functional. This line is one of the most performant in Europe. As a singular tourist heritage, Krykova has been always open for visitors. The National Inothek that was established in 1954 is a jewel of the underground treasure. It hosts a remarkable wine collection displaying exceptional qualities and an extraordinary history. The collection includes the best wines that were made at various times and in different countries. The rare samples make the Inothek valuable and unique, since it represents the precious treasury of the company and of the Republic of Moldova. It is not by hazard that 20,000 bottles of collection wine are not subject of sale because of their unique value. In this case, the sentence "the homeland is not for sale" has a direct meaning. The European brands of wines made before World War II, as well as the wine collection of 11 former Soviet republics that used to grow grapevines, are stored in the multitude of compartments. The wine Easter Jerusalem is the pearl of the precious wine collection that was produced from one single lot in 1902. The private collection of great personalities are also of great interest. For decades, the cellars from Krykova have attracted thousands of visitors into their labyrinth, thus becoming a place of pilgrimage for wine admirers from all over the world. Another wonder of the Krykova caves is the tasting complex, which includes 5 spectacular and large halls. The stained glass, tapestries, wood and stone sculptures are indeed a joy to visitors' eyes. Krykova is also famous for the organization of several important events. The New Wine Fair, Sparkling Wine Festival and Most Fest Festival. The agenda of the events includes wine presentations, display of traditional food, gastronomic shows, contests, good music and a great atmosphere. These events have become great tourist attractions. And yet, what is wine? It seems that the answer to the eternal philosophical question, what is wine and what is Krykova, sounds similar to the answer to another rhetorical question. Who are we and where do we come from? Regardless of its meaning, be it philosophy, historical debate, the core element of culture or the symbol of our people, Krykova is a pearl, is a quest of the nation, is that part of us that we are still looking for to discover.
guests. I hope you enjoyed the movie and our sparkling wine. Please bring your glasses here. And now we will go to see how our champagne is produced. For a table, yeah.
Você tomou um golinho?